Well, hello, and welcome to episode 9 of the IMCA DirtCast. Great to have you all tuned in. Hope you enjoyed number 8. I enjoyed number 8. Did
Time
you
just
enjoy
flies.
number 8?
Time just
What
flies.
about 7, Jerry? What about episode 7?
7 was fun.
Yeah.
What was that one episode?
Episode 9.
What was the one that Jim wasn't on?
I can't.
That was
like the
episode
second-
1.
Was it the first one?
The worst.
Something like that.
That was worse.
The worst.
Ryan is a little under the weather.
Ryan's.
So we have replaced Ryan
Oh,
with a
really? What do you gotta go
with
there?
a photo.
Really?
Yep, with a photo
least you-
here. I want to.
at least-
Can you see the photo? That is him.
That's my. That's me in my free Smileys driving suit.
Yeah, here. Let me get the people a little closer because we talked about it. If you're an avid podcast viewer, you know. Which
Pick a
camera
camera.
am I going to?
First time in the podcast room, Jerry.
What's that?
Jerry's a little lost. He's normal.
Hey, I want to thank you for bringing that picture up. At least I'm wearing racing shoes in that one. So,
Well, that was because like dudes were a different thing back then. When you're like, hey, dude.
I did. I won a race once. Everybody else crashed, I think.
Is there pictures of that one that you did crash in though? So I mean, I
Yeah.
distracted you when you were today, and I grabbed a hold of that because I wanted to.
Nice.
I had people ask.
You're not welcome in my office anymore.
I had people asked if there was any vivid proof of this feature win, and I said I'll find it.
I got a couple pictures.
I know.
I don't have the trophies though. I don't.
Yeah, because there's a trophy in that pit. Where's that
I don't-
trophy at?
I don't think I kept them. I think I gave them all away.
Like to your fans?
I say all like I won like millions of
I won
races.
like 8,000 trophies.
Hey, I do have. If you went to the other side of my office, you'd have seen that there's a junior fan club of the week. Junior fan of the week of the club they used to have. It's from like 19.
They still have it out here. A lot of racetracks have it.
Yeah, but
Got the
I
Racing
got the
Rascals
trophy
up there.
from like 1981 or something like that. I was like 10.
I wasn't even born then.
I did keep that trophy. You weren't born yet here. Carson wasn't. But anyhow.
Jim was the ripe age of 76.
So we
and
can talk
81.
about today.
You have the agenda. I'm just kind of. I'm trying to get caught up on.
Two things. One thing that I think is interesting, I read once, and I might have said this in one of the other podcasts. One thing I read about Lou Holtz when he was coaching Notre Dame, one of the requirements he had for his college athletes was that they read 10 minutes of current events every day.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think on
It's
episode
like
6.
world news or whatever, So
Current events.
it's interesting. I try to do that myself. It's one of those things like, okay,
Yeah.
so one of the first things I do every day is read the news, and sometimes it can be kind of depressing.
Most days it's kind of compressive.
But so today
depressive,
to
not
cheer things up.
compressive.
So today to cheer things up, I texted you, hey, who's getting the donuts, right? So
I said because I was running
figured
late,
it
I
was gonna be
would.
me. Figured it was going to be me. So I stopped at Casey's and got donuts, and they had red, white, and blue donuts, and I'm like, that is perfect. What'll cheer you up? Red, white, and blue.
Look at that. Oh, I got to get it past your feature win picture.
I got 2 of each, and we've already ate 3 between the 2 of us. I only had 1.
Well, now Nate come in and took one because. Right,
But I
Nate?
thought,
Did you get a donut, Nate? Okay,
Nate took one.
you got thumb up.
It just makes me think of my favorite song, Brett.
Oh,
Oh my goodness,
here
where's
we
this
go.
going?
I know where this one's going. He's too
Little Lee Greenwood.
He's too predictable.
Oh, gee.
But anyhow, so yeah, so I figured, red, white, and blue. What a beautiful day. God bless America.
Exactly.
God
That's what I
bless
said.
America.
Hey, did you your microphone getting a little smelly there? You had
Yeah,
to put up
yeah.
freshener on. I mean, they.
I'm so proud of this idea.
for you, they make toothbrushes.
I just give them to myself.
Well, you did win a feature, as we have
I
proof
did.
right there.
I
But it was not a sanctioned feature.
I've got 5 of these that I carry in my pocket. Actually, like I told you earlier, this little loop here isn't to hang it from the mirror; it's to hang it from your belt loop.
We'll let you decide if it's front or back belt loop.
Oh shoot! It's funny. I went to the races last night at Marshalltown, and
Yeah, I saw you.
I went to my daughter's, not just Marshalltown, I guess. I went to my daughter's track meet last year, my 11-year-olds, and like everywhere I go, people say, hey, we really enjoy the podcast. And I'm like, really? People like listening to us talk about nothing?
Yeah. Brett
Make
goes
fun
to
of people?
church on Sunday and
Make fun of ourselves?
yeah.
It's a show about nothing.
Church. I go
Really?
to church
Yeah, I
for
was gonna
funerals
say-
and weddings.
We saw you on the podcast, Britt. You know, that's kind of funny and everything.
I
can't believe the way you made fun of Jerry.
This podcast is not going to be near as popular because we're missing Ryan.
Yes. Hello, friend.
He's the voice of reason.
Hello.
He's got that.
So now it's wide open.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have Ryan to balance Jim.
I don't think there's any balance for that.
Oh, well. But no, the podcast popularity is definitely something that is everywhere I go. Last night, it was a topic of discussion in Marshalltown.
Yep.
I had a couple people say some stuff. Hey, we really enjoy that. Even people that I didn't really expect to listen to it. And I'm like, people really want to listen to us talk about nothing for an hour? But you know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that people are listening. It lends us to use the podcast to do what we want to do with it at times, not just make fun of people that don't like us or we don't like them, but you know, to talk about relative stuff to IMCA racing, you know, and rules, issues like that, you know, is maybe a little bit more current than the newsletter,
which is the current events.
Yeah, exactly.
And just to have fun.
That's Jim's middle name, Jim Fun Standard.
That's it.
There's a couple other people who told me that's not what his middle name is.
Well, and speaking of rules, one thing I wanted to mention
yes.
again, I mentioned it last time, I think. I had it in my agenda last time. But Dave Bren, if you're looking for rules questions to get them answered, the best way to get a date.
Don't tell me you changed something.
To get a hold of Dave Bren. Well, we got some new phones in the office. So last fall we bought new phones. We updated from 1985. So we got new phones. We went to a VoIP phone. Internet based, you know, Dave and Jim and now Carson, you know, they all work from home. They don't come to the office every day. So
Dave and Carson.
And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you said
Jim.
work and those two Jim and work in a sentence, probably a paragraph, a novel, probably don't always go good together.
Yeah.
But we'll let it. Yeah,
So let me finish. So just so I don't forget this. So we added Dave's direct phone number to our website. So if you go in the contact information on how to get a hold of IMCA and you're looking for specifically for rules questions, divisional rules questions that Dave can answer, his direct phone is there on our website. It's 319-318-0835. I think that's what that says. My eyes are going to crap.
hang on. Do you need these?
I need to get my eyes checked. But Dave's direct phone number is there for his to locate him or get a hold of him in Kansas. His cell phone is also available for our tech guys, but he does a lot when he's driving. He does a lot of voice to text and some other stuff. So Dave's pretty sophisticated, I suppose.
Savvy.
Yeah. So there you go.
Savvy.
Yes.
Techno Dave.
Techie Dave, yeah, Techno Dave. But again, I want to make sure everyone knew that. So the best way to get your rules questions answered by an individual, by Dave in particular, is to reach him on his direct line through our website.
So you did change something.
We did change
Changed
something.
how you get a hold of Super Dave.
We did get changed. We tweaked it.
Nothing wrong with tweaking.
We're all about the changes, Jerry.
I know.
You can always call the office direct too, and Tammy can get the racers to
Not
who
today,
they want.
She's not here. Well, I mean,
Tammy's here. She's always here.
But the light was off.
I think
The
she's
office is open.
The light
Tammy
was
goes
off. In Tammy's office, you know if she's not here because the light is
little-
off and the door is open.
a little office insight. Tammy goes and gets the mail every day at about 9 a.m. So
I went and got the mail with Ryan one day.
if you call the office around 9, it's likely that Tammy's not going to answer. Maybe Ryan, but more than likely Jody would answer. We have a backup for the backup, so there's always somebody here to answer the phones.
Quick question, Brett.
What?
The winner picture on the table
Can we
there.
take that down?
Was that a sanctioned event?
Where was it at? Turn around. Let me see where it was at. I think that was in Independence.
Yeah, it's Independence.
Uh-huh. That was correct.
Was sanctioned.
That was a sport mod sanctioned event.
So that was an IMC. That was it. That was a Friesen
I'm running the
performance.
required decals on my car.
So you're So you're
Way you can get the
this is how old. This is back in the Corteco age.
Yeah, that particular time, that was before I switched that car to modified, because I actually was racing. I raced it as a sport mod for a little bit because it was a sport mod. It was the first sport mod it was the only sport mod we had built. But it's kind of what we based the rules on. So I raced it as a sport mod, or even as a non-sanctioned B mod. That's a whole another topic of discussion. But I raced it as a sport mod for a while. Then I switched it to modifieds, and I raced it as a modified before I killed it. I killed it.
So what you're saying,
I
At
killed
the
it when it
time,
was
that
modified.
met the alternative rule package we had in place.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Just checking.
We can put that away now.
No, I think it looks good there,
I
Jerry.
think it looks
No,
fabulous.
don't. Hey,
Hey,
Jerry,
Jerry,
have you ever raced?
No, never.
Thank
I did a little like the go karts in the
Thank
backyard
God.
and stuff.
Thank God.
Oh, I know. I'm kind of smart like that.
But people would probably pay to see you race.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they would.
Like one of those celebrity races.
Oh.
Almost like a powder puff race for you.
It'll be a powder puff race for Jerry.
Yeah, exactly. We can get some other celebrities to race against you.
Yeah.
Good times.
Maybe we could do it in some, I don't know, maybe sometime we'll arrange it.
Well, we'll
I have
put
no
that on our
talent,
calendar.
so I mean, I would.
Oh, we know that.
Yes.
Oh, I know.
One other quick thing too about special events coming up. Carson's been busy getting all of our special event contingencies lined up and ready to rip for all of our special events. Because I mean, we do usually somewhere between 50 and 80 special event contingency events where we post contingencies, and Carson's been organizing that data, getting all that stuff lined up, and we are now going to start initiating some of those certificates that we haven't mailed out yet. So we're a little behind, but he's getting up to speed, and it's going good. So
Check your mailboxes.
yep, and I don't know if we necessarily really post those special events anywhere, but we keep the data for all of it and provide the information to the sponsors. We mail the certificates to the racers and thank them for racing IMCA and give them an air freshener that says feature winner.
What if they're not a feature winner? Maybe, because not
We
ever.
have ones that don't say feature
Okay,
winner
so
as well.
so you could, even if you didn't win a feature, you could
Yeah.
possibly get in the mail
yeah,
an air
we could
freshener.
throw those out at like parades and stuff like that.
It's a parade.
Kind of like candy.
Like Tootsie Rolls?
Air freshener drop at the racetrack.
Yeah, something like that. I love parades. Do you like parades?
I do. I actually,
One of the funnest things that I
What
do
did I just
every
went to
year.
a parade. I went to Pella to the Tulip Festival and watched the parade.
You
Your
watch it or
fellows,
you
Jerry.
participate?
No, I was not in the parade. I was me and
why
Jackie
not?
and the two dogs sat on the curb and we watched the parade go by.
So what's it a parade for? Tulips?
Tulip. No, the Tulip Festival. You dingaling at
Well,
Pella.
I don't.
Don't you ever pay attention to current events?
Pella's a long ways from here,
It's not that far.
and it's not that.
Jerry, I
It's
heard
not
you're
in the
pretty good
stuff
at
that I
planting
read.
tulips.
So I'd have to go to the Pella Daily News to understand what the Tulip Festival is. And I don't know what it is. No, I don't know what the Tulip Festival is.
Jim, that's no. He's gone.
I heard you got a skill when it comes to planting tulips.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the song. Do we still play that song?
Woo! Yeah, we still play it. You ding
Is that why you
I
go to
can't
the
quite
Tulip
get
Festival?
it there. What's that?
Is
No, so Pella is Dutch and tulips coming from the Netherlands, and it's a big celebration.
Ah. So what kind of parades then? Do they throw candy? Is it just like businesses? Just
Yeah, they have floats and they have they come out and they wash the streets
Yep.
and they wear the wooden shoes and it's just it's like any kind of town celebration. They
Sure.
have a parade.
We have Party in the Park here in Vinton is what they call our town celebration.
Is there a parade to the
There
park?
is, and I enjoy pulling a race car or trailer. I've done a variety of different
Ooh,
things.
this year you can pull your own stock car.
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly. The Death Star. I'm going to name that thing.
The Death Star that you will probably never race.
Probably. And
Do you think you could fit? Hey, do you
speaking of
think
which,
you could fit?
I had
do
a
you
guy
think you
last
could fit
night.
in that driving suit if you still had it?
I do still have that.
Could you fit into
Do you want
it?
me to wear it? I'll wear it the next podcast.
Okay, because I didn't know if
it'd
it'd fill you out a little bit. Like you were like,
I still fit in that thing. If you look at that picture close, I look like I'm swimming in that thing. Yeah.
you actually do. It looks like
It was like a
I mean, I don't know if you know this or not, but your hips won't lie that you were swimming in it.
It was like a 3X or some crazy thing like that. And I was at Smiley's one day, and Tom was there, and I don't know. Somehow I end up with a Smiley's driving suit. It was free. I'm like, sure, I'll wear that sucker. I think people don't think I'll wear it because it doesn't say Speedway on it or something like that. You know, people get into that.
Well, that was kind of technically a little more back in the day when.
But we've got lots of
No, you got a
sponsors that are
Speedway
Speed Shop.
There's a Speedway sticker on it. For you, okay, want to see it again? Look at that.
Be careful.
Well, so what was the number? So
Wheels have
It's a little
stickers on them,
dusty.
Jerry.
is that an aluminum wheel cover?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it does look like it's a little. What was the significance with the number 40?
The number 40. The reason I raced the number 40 is my dad. It was my dad's high school football number. My dad played football in high school, didn't go to college or nothing, went into the Army out of school, and his number was 40. And when I started racing, I was like, I didn't really have a number that was me. I didn't play a lot of high school sports. I had a bad knee, so I didn't go off for football or baseball or any of that. Basketball, I quit in 10th grade, But I didn't have a number of my own, so I was like, hey, I want to be number 40. That's how I end up. And the thing I find out interesting about number 40 is there's not a lot of number 40s around the world. There are. I mean, racing, you don't see a lot. It's not a real super popular race car number for whatever reason. Yeah. It's like going to the roulette wheel, you see the same number spin all the time.
Black 10?
Black 10. And you see some never hit all the time. Never hit it ever when I'm sitting there. It's kind of weird.
Prop 418?
But like Danny Councilman.
Yep.
Colorado, number 40. Spain Howard, California, number 40. So when I see a number 40, it sticks in my head. I'm like,
When I think of number 40, I think it's Super Nationals this year.
Oh, hey.
What a segue, Jerry.
Oh, where are we going with this?
You told me in the agenda meeting there was something you needed to talk about.
At Super Nationals?
Yeah.
Man, oh man, the comment about me saying we should pay $40,000 to win is, kind of grown some legs.
We've been growing some legs. You created a monster, dummy.
Oh boy.
I mean, I've heard
That's a lot of
about
money.
Are they really paying $40,000 for Super Nationals? Yeah, on all 17
Well, here's what we're going to do.
classes.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put it to a vote. We're going to let the racers vote
Yeah.
on what it pays to win. And we know, because other people are doing this stuff right now, we know that the racers want the purse reduced.
They don't want to see it on top.
They do not want to see high-paying win races.
No, and I mean, between the three of us collectively, we're being serious because you have this huge.
No, you might be being serious.
Two
No,
of
I
us
am,
are,
but you
Jerry.
think about it. No, you two are.
Two of us aren't.
Yeah. Voice of reason, come here, please. Where is my voice of reason?
Shoot.
But anyway, yeah, I think back in the day, the big, oh my goodness, I can win $5,000, woo, yeah. But it's those days of now. It's teetering it. It's bringing it. Me being in my thoughts is, you get at what's 10th pay? What's 10th pay? What's the pay to start? So I mean, I think a lot of guys are looking more of that stuff when it comes to the purse structure is what will I get if I don't win?
Well, once again, I think the racers have voted, and they don't want big money to win. Is what they're
and they vote with their trailers.
They do. It's a good conversation. It's something that every promoter I think comes to
Brett.
What?
The only fair way might be to put it to a vote.
Oh yeah, we could do a poll, Facebook poll.
Oh, you haven't done one of those in a while.
They're kind of a pain in the ass, to be quite honest.
Well, I mean, is it a pain in the ass for you or the person that you put in control monitoring?
Well, it's all of the above. It's kind of a pain in the ass to do the Facebook poll. Yeah. The way that we did the Facebook poll for the All-Star Invitational for a few years, you have to buy a polling. There's a polling fee or whatever you want to call it. You have to pay an annual fee to have the capabilities to do a poll like that. So it's kind of a pain in the butt to do that. It's not like it's that much money. It's a few $100, but monitoring it is a pain in the ass. We did the last year that we actually did the Facebook poll. We had somebody actually go out and I learned this because of what happened. You can actually go out and pay a service, a bot farm, to vote for you. So we had somebody that actually paid a bot farm to skew our votes to get him in the All-Star race. And it was real interesting. And the reason we picked it up, because, you see very consistent voting and the numbers kind of, consistently go up. But when you see one that just goes, everybody's got 3,000 votes and one guy's got 55,000 votes, it's like, wait a second here, what's going on? And that's kind of what happened. At that point, I thought, this is an awful lot of work.
Did figure out he was the most popular driver in Russia.
India, Jim. It was India.
India. Okay.
India. He was very popular in India. Apparently,
I think they watched the podcast.
It must have. Yeah. So Anyhow, so yeah, back to the purse of the Super Nationals. So what would make the most sense? 40,000 to win? I don't know if that makes the most sense. It would be pretty freaking cool if you ask me. 4,000 to start. Everybody who gets 4,000 to start, or 40,000 to win and 4,000 to start, depending on who you talk to. You're getting a lot of varying opinions on that. Some think we should do all the above, but I don't know. I'd like to do something special, not just for modified racing. Even though the Super Nationals, when you start talking about 40th anniversary, generally speaking, it's mods.
Yeah,
and so we don't want Sport Compact guys or even Mod Lights to have one year at the Super Nationals, or even the other division like stock cars, which last year almost had more participants in stock cars than mods. It got really closer than ever.
Yeah, it got close
last year.
Ryan, what were the numbers?
Well, from what I've been seeing,
Ryan's
not here, so we don't have our.
We're missing our data guy.
From what I've been seeing, Sport Compacts 4-cylinders are the way to go in racing. A lot of big shows with 4-cylinders, and I think that's something we need to take a look at.
Well, we only run them a day, so we're kind of handicapped there a little bit, and that gets back into the Prelude stuff too, and how we connect the Prelude to the actual Super Nationals, because the Prelude has now become the Super Nationals for the Mod Lights.
Yeah.
But we try to make that Friday or Saturday racing card, the former one-day Prelude, makes sense when it goes to Saturday and Sunday, and what divisions we split up. And I don't know if we'll do the same thing as we did last year, because that was the first year we split it up and actually raced on Sunday, but we may do the same thing. We might split them up a little bit. Whatever. It's no matter what we do, it's not going to make everybody happy, because we've already have varying opinions on what the racing card should be on Saturday.
I enjoyed the day off, but I also enjoyed the Sunday off, but I also enjoyed the Sunday racing. To me, if I'm going to be there, I want to be doing something.
That's just it. I mean, the Super Nationals is, people come to Boone to race.
Yep.
And there's a lot of other things. I was over in Boone the other day, just Monday night for a meeting with the Board of Health, as strange as that may sound, but that's where I was over there for. And even something like the Board of Health, the members of that board, even some of them are, when they figured out that I was the IMCA guy, they're very appreciative of the Super Nationals in the community of Boone, and so having a day off or having some time off for our racers that come to the Super Nationals, or breaks in the racing, enough time in the day where they can actually go do something in the community is, in my opinion, it's good for the event.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And it's good for it's good for the community for sure. And those who own businesses in the community are very supportive of the Super Nationals. We're very fortunate from that standpoint, because I get that question a lot, because there are some communities that are not very friendly to racetracks.
We talked about the economic impact study that.
Yeah, we did. I think we talk about that. Yeah. The podcast that you weren't at, Jim.
Oh, that's nobody watched that one.
And the thing of it is I mean, it's like anything. I mean, I always tell people it's like anything in life. You might not like football, you might not like baseball, basketball, horse riding, car racing. But just because you don't like it doesn't mean that other people don't. Just because you don't support it doesn't mean that everybody else in the community doesn't support it. And that's the problem we get. And that's why I'm so glad that we did that economical development, because in the grand scheme of things, it kind of shuts them haters up a little bit when everybody's going, oh my goodness, look what this does. Look, wow, oh wow. It brings it into a perspective of that person can just look at and go, oh, that does a lot more than I thought.
Yep. And the city of Boone is a train. What is it? Trains are the thing in Boone?
Trains.
Puffer belly.
They had Puffer Belly days for many years on the same weekend as Super Nationals.
Well, that's when it. It kind of it evolved, to put the race and Super Nationals and Puffer Bellies together, because that's when a lot of places put a race with a big thing that happened.
Sure.
Because you had people coming in.
But we had the constant debate, I suppose, I don't know if it was an argument or not, but the constant debate on, okay, so what's bigger, the Puffer Billy days? Is that why people are in Boone this weekend, or are they here for the race? Yeah. I tend to think that we might draw more people to the race than what a city festival, because Boone's only 10, 12, 15?
Between 10 and 11,000
people. It's not like Boone is 150,000 people. It's a relatively rural, small Iowa farm community, not very small, twice as big as Vinton, but still, okay, there's people really come here that much for Pufferbilly Days? And they do. It's a big following. There's a lot of people that go downtown. They have parades down there, and they do all their city stuff. It's like it's on the other side of town. It's weird. It's unless you know it's over there. If you come to the Super Nationals, if you don't go into town, you don't realize that stuff's going on.
Yeah,
or has in the past.
Don't try going into town Saturday at about 10 o'clock.
Well, no, you can now because Pufferbilly Days has moved to August.
They moved it.
Yeah, they moved.
They did?
Last year or 2 years ago.
Thanks for paying attention, Jim.
Yeah, they moved it.
Yeah, they moved it.
So,
and
but
that
that's
probably
always
affected our attendance.
The economic study to me was one. It was for our own peace of mind. I guess I'll put it that way. It wasn't an inexpensive thing to do. It was an expensive study to have conducted.
But I feel that you've got to, you do it so you know.
But now we know.
Now you know. Okay, here's where it was.
Yeah.
Here's what people here's what people spend, and here's what they. Because somebody might be like, well, how much, if I'm coming, if it's my first time, everybody always thinks about how, what do I do? Do I camp? Do I get a hotel? Do I this? Do I that? Well, if somebody goes, okay, well, it's like I'm going to spend an average of X amount of dollars a day. So they can budget for it too. Yep. The fan, the racer, they can kind of budget and say, okay, I know that I got to save my pennies, nickels, and dimes, quarters for September, and this is what I should take.
Yep. The Super Nationals for most of the people that I talk to about it are a vacation. They truly are. That's what they do.
Racing vacation.
They are. We coined it that. We trademarked that. I don't know. However you want.
We are the only official racing vacation in the sport.
Trade named it. Yeah.
And we've used that for years because it's really what it is. Mm-hmm. People come for the whole week to have a good time. And
people take vacation from work, so why not?
Correct.
It is a vacation.
Plan ahead. Week-long races are not inexpensive to attend. But I guess, back to the economic study, that can be used too. I think, any IMCA sanctioned racetrack that has a multi-day event, for example, could surely draw a little bit of information off of IMCA's effort with that economic study. It's all relative, what people spend to come to Super Nationals, they spend to go to other multi-day events in other states or other racetracks in other communities and things like that. So racing has a huge impact on any community, I think, that has a racetrack in their town is seeing some benefit for that, you've always got the people that just don't like the noise or don't like dirt or don't like whatever.
Don't like themselves.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah. So, but the economic study, in my opinion, kind of defends the positions that racetracks and promoters have, and if any, we can use that to help other racetracks. Surely, obviously, we would do so. So, it was an interesting study.
We do have some big events coming up right around the corner. I think we have a guest that can tell us a little bit about one coming up, don't we, Jerry? Nate,
we have a guest.
I guess somebody that actually wanted to be a part of this.
No way. Rumor has it that I might see this guest next Monday.
Well, rumor has it he couldn't find a good announcer.
Well, that's there's no vicious rumor about that.
So he ended up.
So he had to go with Ryan and Jerry,
the fourth best announcer in the state.
Did I improve one position?
Yeah, you did.
Yes. Why did one of them quit or die?
We had one move out of the state.
Ah, dang it!
I happened to get a picture of Ryan and Jerry that first sunny day.
Yeah.
Sun's out, guns out with Ryan and Jerry.
Yeah. Beavis.
Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah. Can you go get the tool out of the shed, Jim?
Man. He said tool.
Can I have your tool shed, man?
Tool.
That was the thing, Beavis and Butthead. But you think about it, you listen to, and then you watch like.
Jim, I want you to take that green screen back.
No way. Too much fun.
I demand that you send that back to Amazon.
But the old neighbor, the old neighbor voice in Beavis and Butthead is Hank Hill.
What is that? Is that Stone Cold Steve Austin?
John Moxley.
Oh. Is he a bare knuckle fighter?
Guy.
No, he's not.
Is he a bare knuckle fighter? AEW.
Get it right. It's an EW. There's no way he would fisticuff some guy and punch him in the mouth. He just wrestles him to the ground and then smacks him.
He just does the real stuff, Jerry.
Okay.
The real stuff.
It's the real stuff. Trent, can we get Let Jim, you gotta go to the bathroom or something. We're gonna bring Trent in.
I got a really good. We got the bathroom shot too.
Oh, let me move here.
Oh, jeez. You got
I
to go
knew
there,
that.
Jim.
I knew that was coming.
You got to go there. You know, Jim was a big wrestling fan.
Oh, I know. We had a great week on our 7-hour trip that one time back from Oklahoma. We talked about wrestling and all that stuff.
He calls me one night, and this is a few years back. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like sitting in my living room. He's like, "Hey, you got TV on?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Turn it to Monday Night Raw or whatever the heck it was." I'm like, "Okay, why?" He goes, "Just do it." I'm like, "All right." So I turned it to Monday Night Raw. He goes, "Can you see me?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Can you see me?" I'm like,
He's right dead freaking center.
"Are you there?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm sitting here with JJ," because his son goes a lot, just loves wrestling. JJ's over the top with the wrestling. He'll like paint his face and make posters and that stuff. But Jim's like, "Hey, can you see me?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "Here, I'll stand up." He stands up and he's like 5 or 6 rows ringside, and he's got an IMCA shirt on.
I don't know if
I'm like, that is fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not.
And so I screenshotted it, and then I was like, "Where's Waldo?" And I think I posted it on my Facebook page.
But I mean, this is I mean, honest to God, wouldn't lie to you. Wouldn't lie to you good people out there in DirtCast land. But because of Jim being a huge wrestling fan, people knew about this. So there's a spot in a movie that's based on Jim. It's when Bobby Boucher calls in and wants to be the water boy for Captain Insano. That was based on Jim. But I got Mama said, and then all of a sudden, Mama said was based off of Jim and his love for wrestling.
Once again, Jerry, right back at you.
This is no fair, Nate. I want a green screen.
Yeah, I want a green screen too. Or hey, can I have the power button at Jim's house? We can just turn it off.
I'm gonna stay home on podcast mornings in my home office with a green screen from my Maui office.
Trent, do you have a green screen, or are we just gonna see the back, like the wall in your kitchen or something?
Enjoying my pool.
I think I just got a clock back there.
Oh, you got a clock.
Oh.
The clock on the wall says 9:20. It's time to start drinking.
You're gonna have a hard time getting a word in edgewise with us, Trent.
You better hurry.
Speak up. Just jump in. No, but hey, thanks for being on. Is this a show? Thanks for being on the podcast, Trent. It's good to see you.
I mean, guests and everything.
Thanks for having me on the DirtCast, and I think it's a pretty cool deal that you guys are doing here. So
do you enjoy our jokes?
We just hope you're not guilty by association now.
Yeah, I don't think so. I won't claim that yet.
We hope people don't think you're like us, because that wouldn't be good at times.
Yeah, that's all right.
So how are things going up there in your neck of Iowa?
Yeah, everything's going good up here in northwest Iowa. Promoting Clay County Fair Speedway again and Buena Vista Raceway, and then also took on Hancock County Speedway in Britt, Iowa. So I think there's a lot of exciting things to happen this year, and I think one of the big ones that I'd like to talk about is on Monday, May 23rd, we got the 5,000 to win, 500 to start for the IMCA stock cars. So I think that'll be a very big race for Clay County Fair Speedway. I think there's a lot of drivers that have messaged us that are coming, so I think we're really excited for that one.
Yeah, I was in Marshalltown last night. I had a couple guys say they were going to go to Vinton this weekend on Sunday night, because I think it's 1,000 to win stock cars in Vinton on Sunday here in town, and they're going to Spencer on Monday for 5,000 to win. Yeah, I think you have a good field of stock cars. And
I think we have about 50, 60 of them, and I'm sure it'll be one heck of a show. So,
and Spencer's a cool track. It's kind of big, and it's kind of flat, right?
It's not as
generally
it's got some bank. It's got some. Nice
it's not Marshalltown bank. You know what I mean?
But it's got some nice banking.
But yeah, it always puts on good races. I've been up there a few times for the Hawkeye Dirt Tour when we went up there. Yeah, back when I was doing the Hawkeye Dirt Tour stuff. I've been up there a couple of times.
Back when you could leave Vinton.
When I could leave Vinton. Yeah, exactly. When I wanted to leave Vinton. No, I just want to stay in my basement.
Hey, sometimes that's not a bad thing.
But no, Spencer's puts on great racing, and you got very big crowds, good car counts. You know, you're running Monday nights, which is very unique.
Yeah, that last Monday night crowd.
How'd you arrive at that decision, Trent, if you don't mind me asking?
So, yeah, when COVID came around, I guess the year before COVID, the track didn't do very well financially, and we all kind of just came together and said we got to change something up, and we were like, well, let's go Monday night racing. And then we had a couple big sponsors step up, and they said we'll throw. I think we had a sponsor that threw like a $12,000 points purse together for the whole year for 6 races, and we decided to race Monday nights, and it turned out very well for the Speedway, and something we look forward to for the years to come. So.
And I think we mentioned it in one of our podcasts before. Spencer has a huge fair.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's the world's great. It's the world's greatest.
It's the world's greatest county fair.
Yeah, because it used to be it used to be dubbed the world's largest county fair.
Yeah.
But
it's just the world's greatest county fair. I think they have 300,000 people that attend each year.
That is crazy.
And it's a very good event for the community. So
I drove around I got there last year, the first race, and I hadn't been there for a while, so I drove the grounds, and it's a big fairgrounds. I mean, the whole place is pretty big. I mean,
it is. It's very nice.
I enjoy going up. I enjoy going. I enjoy the drive up. I didn't quite so much enjoy the drive back. It's that 3 hours back to Urbandale that's a little tough.
Yeah, for those that don't know Iowa well, or where Spencer actually is, but Spencer is Clay County Fairgrounds is way up in the northwest corner.
It's up by Okoboji. If you can find Okoboji, come 20 minutes south.
Some people don't even know where Okoboji is.
And that's a big lake,
but it's up in the northwest corner of Iowa,
there.
way up there. It's about 4 hours from here, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd be a little bit more. Yeah, you'd be right at 4 because it's right at 3 hours from Des Moines.
Yeah, it's
northwest.
It's way up there.
Yeah,
but it's beautiful up there. It really is.
Oh, it is.
And
gorgeous.
Once again, we can't say enough about what Trent's done up there. Like you said, he took the place over. It wasn't really doing great, and now getting 130 to 40 cars when he races on Monday with full grandstands, and putting on some big specials and paying some money back to the drivers. It's a great thing. It's a good thing.
I do have a
payout. I mean, we pay $1,000 to win modified stock cars, sport mods, and hobby stocks every night. I mean, we're not afraid to pay you. And
do you get more than 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a few.
That's a heat race.
Hey, more than 2, less than $1 million.
More than 2, less than $1 million.
So everybody asks, how many cars do we have tonight?
Hey, Trent, I do have a question for you, if you don't mind me asking.
Go ahead.
Are you crazy?
Nah, well, some people think I am now. But
running 3 racetracks?
Not yet, anyways.
Running 3 racetracks? You border on crazy, in my opinion. But
it's a little busy, but I mean, I think we got 16, 17 weeks left, and then we're done already. So there's a lot of work throughout the winter. But the fun part's being at the racetrack all summer, and it's a little difficult going to 3 of them, and there's only 7 days in a week, but we make it work. And once we get the first race under our belt at all 3 tracks, I think we'll be rocking and rolling pretty smooth.
So I'm doing the mileage in my head. So Alta to Spencer to
Alta.
Can I say? I always call it
It's
Alta.
Alta.
Alta?
Yes.
Alta?
Al.
Alta?
Like Al, A-L.
Why is it not Alta?
Because that's how they pronounce it.
Alta. That's where my wife buys makeup at Alta.
That's a beauty shop.
That's Alta. That's Alta.
Okay.
Alta is like
Nevada, Nevada.
Exactly. Like I had a great aunt. Her name. I mean, her name was Alta. A-L-T-A.
A-L-T-A.
But it's Alta. Just
so
like
why wasn't her name
Just like
Alta?
it's Buena Vista, not Buena Vista.
But
it's spelled the same.
Nevada versus Nevada.
Exactly.
Well, that's why we just go with the Beaver.
So anyhow.
Exactly. It's the
Beaver. There you go. So from the Beaver to Spencer.
Is about, what is that, Trent? That's 35 minutes,
40
isn't
miles.
it?
Yeah,
Britt.
it's 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So the triangle from the 3 racetracks you're running, how many miles you putting on your pickup truck?
So Spencer, I'd say, is the central racetrack. When you go 40 minutes south, and then you're going to have Alta. And then if you go about hour and 20 minutes to the east of Spencer, you got Britt. So,
that's the long one.
Yeah.
Where do you live
not
at?
Too bad. I mean,
in a van down by the river?
Yeah, in a camper?
He promotes 3 tracks. What do you think?
That's a lot of driving. When you're
Well,
when you get into 3 nights a week, when you're actually when those tracks are all racing in the same week.
and that's the nice thing that I did this year is I'm doing, so there's a couple different things I'm doing this year, but one of the things I'm doing is if a driver races all 3 tracks all year, once they race the first night at each track, I will pay their pit pass the rest of the year. I'll give them 1 mulligan. So if a driver races my track all year long, ideally they only have to pay for 4 or 5 pit passes until each track gets their first night in. And then once that happens, I'll pay their pit pass. And what I did with that is I think there's only 2 weeks where we run all 3 tracks the same week. So usually it's only 2 tracks a week. So I'm just trying to get some of the weekly car counts back up in the area, and hopefully that works a little bit. So
that's a pretty good deal.
You know, and you can probably talk a little bit about this, and Jerry also, now that Jerry has joined the world of promoters. You know, I just think a lot of people don't understand the amount of work it takes to promote a track. It's a year-round deal.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, you know, you don't get there, 4:30 the night of the races and turn the hot dogs on and water the track and call it good, do you?
Well,
every day.
That one from last night.
He's still counting money from last night.
Yeah. Well, and Trent, we can talk. I mean, I showed, what was it? What day of the week is? Thursday when we're recording this. So Monday, I got to the racetrack at like 6:30 or 7 in the morning, and I left about 10:30 or 11 o'clock that night. Got back on Tuesday, day before the race, was there at 7 in the morning. Left the racetrack at 1:30 in the morning because we're still wondering, is it going to rain? Can we water? What's it going to do? Is the racetrack this? We had, with it being a bigger show, we had to put up temp fencing. When you turn a race from Friday to Wednesday, and then from Friday or Wednesday to Friday, I mean, you've got just a small window. And, it was back at 5:45 on race day, and I think it was 12:30, 1 o'clock by the time I got out of there. Not complaining, not bragging, just people ask, what's it take? It takes that, just like, we can talk to like racers.
Jerry,
if you dedicate yourself to it, whether it's working on your car in the shop and getting everything ready, you're going to be successful. Same thing,
Jerry. That's one track. Times that by 3.
I'm not quite that dumb yet.
That's just it. Yeah. Like
I had a great conversation on the way over with one of my old friends that used to do 4 racetracks, Joe Ringsdorf. And I don't know how that guy, I do not know how they did. I do not know. I mean, think about it. Ringsdorf at one point in time, he had Spencer, Algona, Fairmont, Britt, Mason City. At one point in time, Lottie had the Iowa State
Mason City's still a thing.
That's a beautiful town.
Someone said
River City.
I don't know what they got going on.
Yeah, but then you look at like Lottie. I mean, he had State Fairgrounds.
5 at one time.
The
State Fairgrounds, Marshalltown, Boone, Jefferson, Mason City.
Yeah.
All and
people wonder why Lottie can be crabby. Trent, you're going to be crabby when you get old?
Yeah, you're going to be crabby, Trent.
Trent.
I'm not too crabby yet, so I guess we'll see when that kind of
You're young. Give me time.
It's because we haven't gotten done with you yet on your episode of the podcast. By the end of it, you'll be crabby. Trust me.
So what else we got up at? So Spencer's got the 5,000 win race this Monday, right? Is it this in a week?
Yeah. Yep. This coming Monday.
Yep.
23rd, May 23rd.
What else you got going on? What do you got at Britt, Hancock County? I always just call it Britt.
Britt.
Yeah. So
9,000 stars.
Britt, we start the season up on May 27th, and then we'll run Friday night weekly. We got the Sport Mod Nationals back on Monday, June 13th, and there'll be 2,500 to win Sport Mods. I think it's 250 to start, and then we'll have our Hobo 100 fair race. So it'll be, I think, 4,000 to win stock cars there on July 29th.
That'd be a good one.
We got the Night of 1,000 stars and 10,000 stars back August 5th and 6th to close out the Iowa Speed Week deal. So I think we got 2,500 to win modifieds that first night, and then $5,000 to win modifieds August 6th. So that's kind of Hancock's schedule. So
that Speed Week's going to be a hell of a week with Deer Creek in there. I believe you're running Spencer on Monday.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be Spencer Monday, and then Tuesday you go to Deer Creek.
Harris Clash.
Wednesday, yep. And we'll go to Alta on Wednesday, and then Algona Thursday, and then finish it out in Britt on Friday, Saturday. So hopefully we can get the main thing is, I think, if we can get that modified car count back up that week, kind of how it was a couple years ago. I think that'd be a good thing for everyone, all the local tracks anyways. So.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's great. Looking forward to it all.
It's nice to see the schedule come together like that, where it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Those things are harder to accomplish than people think, than racers think. You know, racers are always saying, "Oh, why can't the racetracks get along?" Well, they do get along, but there's still conflicting schedules and things that
there's only so many Saturdays in a week.
You pull sponsors into the equation, and they pull their needs or their demands, and there's a lot of moving parts to making a racetrack go, and there's a lot of moving parts to making racetracks get together and put together a running series, and the Speed Week deal is. It's impressive, just in my opinion. It's impressive just from that standpoint, the coordination of making that work.
Well, it's just about working together and communicating. And I don't care what it is in life. If you don't work together and communicate, it fails. You gotta talk and make it work.
I believe coming up on Monday night, the race will be. If you can't be there, Trent, where can you see it at?
Advantage Racing TV, IMCA TV. So there's a lot of people that bought it last week, or 2 weeks ago. So I think a lot of people enjoy watching it on there, and it helps support the racetrack.
I'm watching it right now in the background.
So the tracks get money out of it, so it's a lot better than just getting paid a flat fee. So we kind of get paid on the performance of what it sells. So it's a huge sport for the racetracks. It's
very merit based. You know, if you have a big following, if the racetrack has a big following and has an event that people want to watch, you know, it's. The structure of IMCA TV and Advantage is obviously an affiliate streamer of IMCA TV. We do our best to compensate the racetracks, you know, based on the actual hard facts and the data and the people that are watching.
Yeah,
not on guesswork. So,
no, I think it's going to be a heck of a show. I know I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there, Jerry.
I'll be there too.
You're gonna climb up the.
There ain't no way in hell. No way in hell.
I will not be in Spencer, but I'm probably gonna watch.
Okay, I'll give you. Do you need a shout out?
Nobody wants to
watch it from the home office in Vinton, Brett. Right?
I'll watch from
Brett. If you need, I can share my IMCA TV login with you, so you don't have to pay.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah. No problem.
Can you do that?
I can share my bank account with you.
I
don't have much in it, but I'll share it.
Wasn't that part of it?
That's not what I heard after last night, Jerry.
Oh, yeah. Read the internet.
Still counting money. Drove a Brinks truck over here, didn't you?
Yeah, it's called a 2003 F1. I'm not playing the game yet. I mean, I hope I can afford to put the gas in it.
That was one of the things, speaking of sharing IP addresses, that was one of the things that Netflix was going through over here in the last, couple of months. It was on the news
because didn't they had
cracking down on all of the IP sharing of the, obviously the subscriptions. It's one of the ways that they're trying to clean up their revenue, and I just think that's very interesting because that stuff can go on. It does go on if people have the opportunity to do it. And the streaming platform allows it. Again, that just hurts the racetrack. It just hurts the event.
Yep.
So as much as we want to get stuff for free, all of us, it's,
I got a free soda today.
You did.
And free donuts.
But I don't pay you to come over here, so I just figure if I bribe you with Coke and donuts that you'll show up.
If you could really have some Pepsi, if you're going to brave me with soda.
Are you a Coke or a Pepsi guy?
I'm a Pepsi guy. Pepsi? I am a good. I mean, we had the option in our soda contract at Marshalltown, and it was time to change it. I knew exactly where I was going.
So you went to Pepsi?
Yeah.
Trent, Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
I'm kind of a Coke guy myself. I was Pepsi for a while, but somebody said, Pepsi's way too sweet. And I'm like, really? So it is a little sweet.
Now, I'm going to say that.
I also like RC Cola.
Oh!
I love RC.
You have an RC Cola you can have an RC CR.
Brett, what's your opinion
Crown Royal.
What's your opinion on Dr. Pepper?
Oh, yeah.
What's my opinion on it? I love Dr. Pepper.
I think you have to say that because your wife's from
Texas. You have to say
that. And they have.
But
that's all they drink.
Dr. Pepper and Crown.
It is good. I am a Dr. Pepper fan also.
I'm a Crown fan. You put a little Dr. Pepper in it.
I was going to ask if you're a Monster or Rockstar, but just go back and watch episode 8. You'll figure out what happened to you on Rockstar.
It was free.
Holy cow.
It was free.
It was free. I drink me a free.
I'm a Red Bull guy myself. Yeah. If I'm gonna go into Casey's and buy an energy drink, I will buy a Red Bull every time. But I buy the small ones. They sell them like big ones, and you see kids carrying them big things of Monster and stuff. I'm like, How do they drink that and go to sleep?
Carson had one the other day.
He did.
But he's a kid. He can do that kind of
Red
stuff.
Bull and vodka is good.
And we wonder why
But
manufacturers are always
Crown
sold
and
out
Coke
this
is
year.
better.
I do. See, I'm a Crown 7 guy. I like clear pop with my mixed drinks.
Ginger ale's good.
Yep, that's two.
Crown and ginger ale's pretty good.
Trent, your preferred drink?
I like water. I drink a lot of water, so
That's no fun.
That's no fun.
He's probably not. Can you legally drink,
You have
Trent?
clearly not been promoting
legally
very
drink.
long.
Okay, so you are 21.
Yes.
He's
Nope.
21.
Hey, after he's 23 now, but in September when we see him after his last race at Spencer, he's gonna look 86.
Exactly.
Oh, shoot.
It becomes like dog years.
Yeah. How many beers did you have? I had 7. Oh, that's 21 in dog beers.
I got to grab something real quick. Hold on.
Where you going?
I'll be back.
You're gonna leave me here with him on the TV? Make
Now
fun
we
of
can see
somebody.
what-
Oh, hey, Brett's gone. Hey,
Okay.
Brett's gone. You should have seen that goofy SOB last night, just sitting on the tailgate of his truck like an old redneck, just watching the races.
Well, you know, like I said, Trent's got 3 tracks, and he knows some of the challenges that we face on making sure we don't oversaturate markets.
Yeah.
Up in the, you know, it's a tough job for IMCA, and you know, we have to make some tough decisions, and we feel we always 99.9% of the time make the right one.
And I don't think it's always just like the car count situation either. I think we had an issue this summer where it was kind of a fan aspect of it. I mean, on a weekly night, you only have so many fans to choose from, and how many of those fans are actually going to, they're split in the middle of 2 racetracks, which way they're going to go. So
That's right.
a lot of aspects, I think, that need to be taken into consideration, and that's one thing that IMCA does pretty well. So.
We try to be very loyal to our customers, the promoters and tracks, as well as the drivers. And
These things don't have no pockets.
puts us in some tough decisions at times, but we try to do what we believe is best for the sport, kind of like our rules.
You guys sound like you're talking serious. You're not making fun of nobody.
Well, we tried to make fun of you, but that was such an easy target. I mean,
So-
when you weren't in the room, it was actually, hey, did you go get my jacket? I got one of those jackets.
I saw us in Marshalltown last night. I run past. I had to thank Pat Fagan at Fast Shaft for coming
Yep.
to an IMCA race. You know, he's always on Facebook telling everybody where he's at and everybody's winning. And I'm like, do you go to IMCA races, Pat? You know, so that's my running joke with Pat. But anyway, he was there last night, and we got to talking about the All-Star race and like we were talking earlier, the voting and, you know, and driver suits. He really likes the driver suits.
Oh,
idea.
that was...
And the driver suits idea is probably one of the better promotions I think we've done for
Do you have
an
a
event.
driver suit laying around the office, Brett?
That's a 3
I did-
X's smileys on it.
I could wear that next podcast. I could just do a.
Do you have it?
I have one, yeah.
No, that one. This, do
I
you
have
have
that
this one?
I absolutely have that.
You,
you
episode,
have a more
what-
updated-
is
I
that
will
going to
wear
be
it.
episode 10,
I
Nate?
absolutely have it. Then I have 2 driving suits. I have another one I'm fond of as well. I'll wear them both, but you have to give me like a minute to change in and out of them. I don't know if I can.
We'll give you all the time you need.
But anyhow, I said, so Pat and I were talking. I was like, he's like, well, I did jackets last year. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I said, I got one. I said, I got one at the office. I have it in my office. You know? And he's like, I said, they're kind of cool. Man, they're bright though. Woof.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
I wore mine
schmoly.
down in, I had mine in Arizona.
You are
over
not
the
going to
winter.
hide from anybody wearing one of these suckers. But I said, I'll put it on at the podcast. I just don't know how long I'm going to wear it because I'll be hot. And
No, they're
sweaty.
actually very, I mean, they're
really
nice.
not
I
bad.
like them.
It's really not bad, but I can't hide in a jacket like this. If I wear this sucker out in town, people will be like, who's he?
No, if you wore that out in Vinton, people know who you are. I mean, it's not like
I can't hide in Vinton very well. I
No.
try. But anyhow, I try to hide everywhere I go anymore. Is that a bad thing?
I just happened to catch you out of the corner of my eye yesterday when I was getting ready for the driver's meeting. I'm like, oh, Brett's here. Because I didn't, because
I was
my
talking to
phone,
Pat.
because my phone had gone dead, and I was like, somebody needs to get a hold of me. They'll figure it out on the radio.
I was walking to pits. I got there kind of late.
No, you were kind of early. You made it by the driver's meeting, and
I got there like
in Brett
5:30, and I in Marshalltown. I usually don't go through the pit gate. This is my little secret of Marshalltown. I sneak in the back way. It's just easier. I come into the infield,
tell
and then I walk up to the front and sign in because I don't want to be in there.
I was actually going to put a fence there last
And I
night.
come and sign in, you know, but anyhow, so I was walking to pits last night. And there was a lot of celebrities there last night in Marshalltown. I got to talk to to the most prolific and successful enduro event promoter in the state of Iowa, Mr. Jamie Songer.
I talked to him last night too.
He was there.
That's still,
he has
is that
stamped
still
his
a thing?
name on the enduro world. Big. But anyhow, so I talked to Jamie, talked to Jimmy Gustin a little bit. But I ran across Pat, and Pat was with Bo Kaplan.
Yep.
You know, who he's just
Which
bought.
is, yep.
Who's taking over the reins at Fast Shafts, you know. And so I hadn't seen Bo for many years.
I hadn't heard Bo Kaplan's name until all of a sudden the Fast Shaft deal.
He was racing hobby stocks, I
Yeah.
think, the last time I actually talked to him. And I don't know how many years ago that is.
That's
but
a long
It's been a
time.
while, but man, time flies.
Yeah.
So it's easy to lose track of it. But anyhow, so we were just talking about the Fast Shafts All-Star Invitational, and Bo had brought up how much they like the All-Star and being a part of it, and Pat had said, oh, you got to do the driving suits. And so I don't know. We would really like to get to some sort of a system to where we can get some driving suits made for the guys that fit them, and they can wear them in the pictures and race with them. You know, I was looking at the results just last night. You know, Tom Berry won last night, the modifieds in Marshalltown. He's wearing his All-Star Invitational driving suit.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many guys that and Pat and
I
I've
really
talked
like-
about it.
I really like the new format that we did last year.
I liked that.
I think that was neat.
I liked the group qualifying. I thought it was it's a little bit less of a popularity contest, you know, and it gave
You can't hire the bot farm.
There's
No
a lot of
bots.
things about the way we did it last year that I thought was pretty cool, but you lost the driving suit aspect of it all, which
you didn't know.
kind of sucks. So I don't know if we're going to be able to somehow maybe find some common ground or happy ground on that. We can do something, maybe a combination of both or something, but I don't know. But
Any
no,
ideas, Trent?
I think the driving suit's a great idea.
It is.
I know in Spencer, when we raced a week and a half ago, I think there was 2 drivers that had the Fast Shaft suit on. So,
Yep.
in Victory Lane.
Yep.
So
Kevin Green in Waco, Texas, won a couple weekends, Friday nights ago. He's got his All-Star Invitational.
There's one guy.
It's just it identifies the All-Stars to me. It's very easy, you know, when you see him in Victory Lane, it's like, oh, that's right, he was an All-Star, you know. And because it's been many years that we did that.
Yeah, there's one guy that you will always see, and you will never see him not in that suit. It's Kelly Shryock.
Yeah, he wears his.
He
all the
wears
time.
he wears his Fast Shaft suit every race. It's just, you know.
And speaking of that, you know, so last night the mod race, that was
Yep.
a really good mod
Oh,
race.
it's a heck of a race. Everything was awesome last night.
And I had one thought. One of the thoughts I had during the race is like, when did McGuire DeJong start racing modifieds? How many years has he been racing a mod?
This will be his first year.
That's what I was so confused. I'm like, that 30 car looks like DeJong, but he's a sport mod guy. I'm like, oh,
Nope.
he's a mod guy now, I guess. Kind of like Jonathan Logue. You know, he's in a mod now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get used to seeing people in certain divisions. But that 30 car is fast as crap last night. And I'm like,
I had, you know,
holy cow.
I mean, I had you know, on one ear I had track radio, the other ear I had, you know, the race comms for the late models, and those guys and they were just like, man, that 30 is putting on a show.
Yeah.
And I keyed the radio. I said, first year, and I said it's about his 7th race in a modified. And I go, but he's raced before, and that was it. And this is a neater than hell story. There's two neat stories from the late model race at Marshalltown last night.
Well, let's finish.
Okay, I'm
let's
sorry.
finish this.
But
Let's finish
I
the
thought we were
IMCA
saying-
stuff first.
Well, no, this is we're going to talk about it.
But anyhow, so let me finish my
You
thought. I'm
finish,
like,
then we'll
holy
go back
crap,
to Trent.
That 30 car is fast, but he's fast in a sport mod too, right?
Oh,
I mean,
God, he was quick.
He's a good racer.
I mean, there's
young
talent.
racer, and he's good.
Talent.
So everybody comes up to tech, and and he pulls. They all get out, and it's kind of dark because they pulled over there, and it really wasn't under the lights, and people getting out. And I'm looking at, I don't know whose other car pulled up beside. I have to think about it a little bit more. I can't remember the mods in the top 4, but I look over and I'm like, that doesn't look like McGuire DeJong. So I kind of walked over there, and he kind of got out, and as he turned, I said, "Hey, good race!" And he turned around, it was Caden Carter.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought for a minute, no, it was
I'm like-
Keaton Carter last night in that car.
And he just gave me this look like either he didn't hear me, or he didn't care I even said a word to him. And I'm like, well, okay, maybe it's the latter.
I'm
Who
sure
knows?
he probably just didn't hear you because I mean,
But
Keaton
he
Carter's a
had-
very focused racer.
Again, he had an all-star race,
Yep.
all-star driving suit on, so he saw half a dozen of them last night, a few of them last night. So But yeah, the driving suit's a good idea. The All-Star Invitational is a good deal for our modifieds. The B&B Stock Car All-Star Invitational is going to get some more and more traction.
2 of them last night.
Yep, going to get some more traction as well. We appreciate everything that, obviously, that Pat has done, that hopefully Bo's going to continue to do for IMCA racing and dirt track racing in general. And obviously, we appreciate everything that, like guys like Paul Berger are doing for the stock car division and our all-star race there, too. So, but
and speaking of the
it's something that we have to get serious about, is figuring out if we want to change something different on the All-Star Invitational to how we select those 30 guys or not. So,
speaking of the B&B race coming up, I believe the winner of Monday night race automatically earns a spot into that race, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
$5,000 to win.
Mm-hmm.
5,000 to win stock cars. Automatic bid into the All-Star Invitational. So if they don't make
no qualifying.
Correct. They don't have to qualify. Yep. A lot of big stock car races.
Mm-hmm.
We got some big races coming up down in Texas
you were going to say something.
Too.
I'm sorry, Jim. I hate to interrupt you. But were you going
so,
to finish something?
Yeah,
I interrupted you.
No, you're fine, because shit. As long as we interrupt Jim, I'm okay. But we come to, I was there at Marshalltown all day, and there was a stock car sitting there that got there super early, and I'm like, man, that car looks familiar. I just kept every time I'd go by it, I'm like, I think I know who this car is. I know I'm number one, Jim. I know I'm number one. But I finally had a chance to walk over, and you and I talked about it in the infield during one of the breaks. Jason Whitehead from Texarkana, Texas, got up, went to work on Tuesday, left Texarkana Tuesday after like 4 o'clock, after they all got off work, drove to, he said, north of Kansas City, stopped, slept, to come to Marshalltown.
Yep.
And then was going straight back to be home for the weekend.
It's crazy.
Then Tuesday night, I'm sitting there, and, in comes, the late model series points leader, and a couple guys they were all traveling with, and hey, when can we, because when can we get into park? When can we get this? And this one guy comes up to me and he says, I haven't looked at the schedule. Tell me you're running them stock cars. And I go, yeah. Modifieds? Yep. That's what I'm here to see. And I heard that from so many different people that they said, man, the IMCA stock car, we loved it. The modifieds. This was from the National Touring Late Model guys. I had one guy come up to me and he says, I just want to see them modified and stock car features. He says, I know I'm going to race mine. That's what we're here. I want to watch those cars race this place. He says, we watch them.
I was at 141 last year, and Kenny Schrader, I think it was last year, I'm pretty sure I went up there. Kenny Schrader said, man, he said, them damn stock cars you guys got. He said, those things are like Talladega every freaking time I go. I watch them race. It's like watching Talladega every time stock cars are on the track.
Yeah, that was. But it just goes to show you that
stock car racing's good.
Yeah, like I said, the guys were had 2 channels of radios going, and that stock car, the stock car and modifieds got done, and one guy popped the radio and says, I think those 2 classes are my new favorite classes. He says, holy cow. But it just goes to show you when you got a good product, you just showcase your product and focus on that, and the cream rises to the top. And we see it every night we have sanctioned events.
Wait till Monday night when the stock cars are running for $5,000. Tell me what you're going to see then.
I guarantee you I'm going to
Sparks.
Yeah,
sparks will fly.
Yeah. Can you put up more? Can you put up more concrete, Trent? Because I want lots of sparklers and snakes on Monday.
I think we'll have a wall around 1 and 2 by next year, but not this year.
All right.
Oh, they'll be sparking off each other. They won't need a wall.
Yeah. They'll be. It's gonna be gloves off 30 style boxing, I think.
So last night in tech, right? So Richie Gustin pulls in. I think that was the guy who distracted me initially from realizing that Caden Carter looked like
McGuire DeYoung.
DeYoung. Is it DeYoung?
Yes, DeYoung. Yeah, the J's a Y.
Gotcha. I always
That's
wonder
okay.
those things.
I was gonna let you go about
it's
7
like
more
Nevada,
times.
Nevada.
Mm-hmm. Alta.
Yes, exactly. One you go to races at, one you get makeup at.
Yeah.
So
we're
looking. Kirk is pulling off the right front mud cover off Gustin's car last night in tech, and Kirk's like, "Hey, Brett." I'm like, "What? Can you run a beadlock?" And I'm like, "On the right front?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Look," and I'll be damned. There's an outer beadlock ring with the bolts in it. on Gustin's right front. And I'm like, Richie. He's like, look at it closer. And I'm like, look at it closer. He was, it ain't a beadlock. He said I took an Arrow outer beadlock ring and welded it to the tabs of a Bassett wheel or some weird thing like that because his mud cover wouldn't fit one or the other. So he just took a ring that he had and welded it to the outer part of the rim to make it look like a beadlock. It wasn't a beadlock, but it looked like a beadlock. And I'm like, Richie, do you have to constantly do this kind of stuff, you know? And he just smiled and laughed.
Oh, that's G-Man. When can we get left front wheel covers to make Troy Shoot happy?
Left front wheel covers, about the most pointless thing in racing.
But it looks cool.
It looks stupid.
Oh,
You could put like a sponsor on there and it can get your
looks
photo.
dumb. It looks dumb. I don't care what anybody said. That's my opinion. We all have them, but I don't think that mud covers on the left side of a race car do anything other than make the car look weird.
well, it's for Arrow, Brett. You need that Arrow package.
You can hold the heat in the wheel.
And if you don't believe me, roll your window down driving down the interstate. Stick your hand out. You'll find out.
Hey, speaking of that, did you get new tires on your hot rod after our trip? Remember we had that conversation and you were deaf. So we're coming back from Ardmore, right? And I'm driving. I'm sitting there in the passenger seat. And I'm like, man, there's a wheel bearing going out of this thing. Jim, oh no, that sounds like that all the time. Get up, left, right rear tires just all chopped up. And I go, do you ever rotate your tires? Well, yeah, they're supposed to do it when I get my oil change, but I get that done like every 15 or 16,000 miles. I said, you rotate your tires every 6. Did you get new tires?
Yeah, I got new tires.
Okay.
I don't think Jim shuts his car off.
I think I was able to. Yes, it did. I was able to find some.
You were able to find some tires?
Yeah.
They didn't have like a time when they stopped making them and then remade them again?
No, I had to buy 2 at a time, but I finally got all 4.
Did you get a certificate for them?
Got a certificate.
A voucher to take to the counter?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Jim shuts his car off. I mean, he goes. His schedule is just insane. I have to give him a lot of props and thank him and give him a lot of credit for the effort that he puts into representing IMCA wherever the hell we are at. And we are in a lot of places, and Jim is on the road a ton. You know, and I'm like, Jim, you can just stay home. He's like, oh no, we got to be here, we got to be there. He spends a lot of time on the road. So yeah, he wears out some tires on his car, but it's very worth it in my opinion. Trent's
going to learn how to wear tires out on the car.
Yes, he will. Yes. In the Bermuda Triangle up there.
Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle.
Well, I'm getting hot in this jacket. Plus, it's
hey, one thing before we leave.
Oh, yeah,
we got to talk about next week down in Oklahoma and Texas. The All-Star Tour.
Oh, yeah, that is.
And
Nate, where's that going to be
Wednesday?
Got like 50.
It's going to be Wednesday night at the world's famous Nikki Webb's Southern Oklahoma Speedway in Ardmore, Oklahoma.
Over
home of the Red Lobster.
Home of the Red Lobster.
Yes, home of the Red Lobster.
I thought it was something else that you stop and get there.
Yeah, we went to we were
pies.
We were fancy
fried pies.
Oh yeah, hand pie. Yeah, the fried pies, and then of course we were fancy like Applebee's on a date night.
I mean,
yeah, that's right.
Nice.
Jim was talking to somebody he didn't know with shaking a shaken 2 straws or whatever, however that song goes.
I was gonna say. I think we had over 50 cars pre-entered, 50 mods,
50
pre-entered?
modifieds.
Yeah,
pre-entered.
I mean, I tell you, and they
be a good week.
They support that tour down there
on IMCA TV.
Yep.
At least most
Can
of
you
them.
put dates up there, Nate?
Starting on Wednesday, you said, Jim?
Wednesday night at Ardmore, Thursday night Grayson County, Friday night at Boyd, Saturday KSP, and we'll finish it up Sunday night in Waco, Texas, at the Heart of Texas Speedway.
Look at all that racing that's on.
Memorial Day weekend's a busy weekend.
It always is. That's
got the whole hog over in Stewart. We got the anniversary race over here in Vinton.
We'll be over here in Vinton, and
it's just a lot of stuff going on. A lot of races all over the place.
It's okay.
And let's just hope the weather cooperates everywhere we go, starting next weekend and next Monday, so we can get the show up in Spencer.
Exactly.
And the other thing is, if you're thinking you're going to go to Spencer next Monday night and spend all night there, you're wrong. You'll be out of there quick, I can guarantee it. That's even with Jerry announcing you'll be out of there quick.
Jerry slows the show down a little bit.
Oh yeah, I drag.
Kind of like the podcast. You make us
Exactly.
go over time because you talk too much.
Really? The reason we had a short one
Well,
last time is because you had that. So
I do want to thank our first ever podcast guest,
Trent, you're
Trent.
our first guest.
Ever. You'll go
Hey,
down
it
in
was-
history.
You're gonna
It
see
was good. I appreciate being on here. So
you set the bar high. We'll have you back. Maybe probably around, I assume for sure, probably around Night of 1,000 Stars.
Yeah.
Be a good time for you to
That
come
sounds
back
good.
and talk about that speed week since you've got what, like 3 races of that whole week?
4.
4 at 3 tracks. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for being with us, Trent. Thanks for saying
Yeah, thank you,
We
guys.
appreciate everything you do for us.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
And then we'll come back in a week or so with another podcast.
I
We
think
can try
so,
to-
yeah,
Jim
my-
won't be with us though if he's going south because he'll be in his car somewhere wearing out tires
Yeah.
down the
That's
interstate.
okay. That's okay. Everybody needs
There it is, the schedule right up there right now.
Look at that.
It won't be as exciting without your green screen, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, on that note,
On that note, let's wrap this thing up and let's.
here's all the haters.
My
Yeah.
jacket matches. My jacket matches
That's
the
what I
coat.
got to say.
I
The
know,
haters
I
and
know.
alternative rules.
Perfect. So we do appreciate you tuned in and watching episode number 9 on Under the Weather. Ryan Clark gone for our first guest. It's a first of everything. So that's awesome.
Episode 10, we're breaking out the driving suits.
Yes, driving suits in episode 10. So hope you enjoyed. Make sure and get to an IMCA racetrack around the area close to you if you can't. There's always an IMCA racetrack that's got great IMCA racing on IMCA TV. So on that note, we're going to finish our donuts.
God bless
Feature
America.
winner. Congratulations to all of our feature winners. See you on episode 10. Out of here.